Welcome to the first episode of TFN Tri-Club's Group Ride series. In this series, we're going to be talking about how to get ready for a group ride and then what to do whilst you're on a group ride. Today, we're going to be showing you some of the signals that we use to keep a group ride safe and together whilst on the road. Everyone taking part should know what these signals mean and how to perform them. So sit back, relax and watch some of the TFN coaches show you just how it's done. The first signal is straight out of the highway code and it's the turn signal. To do this, hold your corresponding arm at 90 degrees to the road, your left arm if turning left, your right arm if turning right. If it is safe to do so, everyone should repeat the signal. This also indicates to following traffic what the group intends to do. This should be accompanied by a verbal signal. In this case, the direction repeated 3 times. So left, 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 or right, right, right. When crossing a junction, you can say clear to the following riders if you think it is safe to turn. However, you should never assume that it is safe to turn, and you should always make a check for yourself. If you do see a vehicle approaching the junction that you're on, you can say car left or car right to indicate to following riders that there may be a hazard. Our next signal is also from the highway code, and it's slowing or stopping. If we're going to make a significant change in speed, we need to let the rest of the group know that we're doing this, as well as traffic that's following us. To do this, we hold our arm out and down, palm facing back with the fingers spread. This should be accompanied with the appropriate vocal signal, either slowing if you're going to slow down, or stopping if you're intending to stop, particularly at junctions or traffic lights. If it is safe to do so, repeat the signal. If you need to keep your hands on the bars to brake, then you can repeat the signal verbally. It's very important that everyone knows what's going on within the group. Our next signal is move out. This is used to avoid any hazard at the side of the road. The verbal signal is out or move out. The physical signal is done by moving the arm across the back of the body. So to move out into the road, you use the left arm across the back. You can also use a supplementary verbal signal to indicate what type of hazard it is. For instance, car, horse, walkers. So move out, horse. It's safe for you to do so. Repeat the signal back down the group, but absolutely repeat the verbal signal. Always check if it is safe to move out into the road before you do so, quickly looking over the shoulder. You can also use the reverse signal, so in, by moving the right arm across the body. This indicates when it's safe to move back in to the left-hand side of the road. Here's a great example of a cyclist on the side of the road who stopped moving, and we use the out command to avoid them.
Bravo.
As we ride along, there's always a load of hazards in the road we need to indicate to the rest of the group. This is done by pointing at the hazard and using a verbal cue to indicate what hazard it is. As well as verbally indicating the type of hazard, we can also use a physical signal as well. For instance, a circular motion of the hand for a hole or manhole cover, a side-to-side motion of the hand for a speed bump, and a fluttery motion of the fingers for something like gravel. It's important to pass these symbols down the group so everyone knows what's coming and where the location of the hazard is. If you need to keep your hands on the bars, for example if you're manoeuvring around the hazard, at the very least use a verbal signal so people know that something's going on. Riders unexpectedly running into potholes and hazards on the road is extremely dangerous.
Standing.
If you're going to stand up, especially on a climb, it's a good idea to let the rest of the group know you're going to do it. We use the vocal signal standing before you get up. It's important to use this signal as when you do stand up, your bike will slow down. This will potentially cause problems for the rider behind you. This way they know what your intentions are and what you're going to do.
Car back.
Towards the back of the group and there's a car waiting to pass or is passing, say car back. This lets the whole group know that there is a hazard approaching and that it may be passing them. This makes it safer for all riders.
Car back.
Same goes at the front. If there's a car approaching from the front that's intending to pass, say car front.